we as Christians, believers, leaders, pastors, teachers, evangelists, prophets, all of us have to be mindful of those that are baby Christians and who are coming in and they don't know. So before we, go to condemn it, we got to get them in. Welcome to another episode of Stepping Out of the Box with just Sharon. What does stepping out of the box mean? Here we go. It means to create an atmosphere for Christians to live and enjoy life outside of the four walls of a church building. How did this all come about? Well, because I'm an elder in a church. I'm a believer, all of that. Some people felt like I should not be out in the world stepping. But I felt like, what was wrong with it? So yes, I did shy away, pull back because I'm like, okay, I can't do it anymore. But then a special friend of mine said to me, Sharon, what's wrong with you stepping? It's nothing wrong with you stepping. What do you do when you go out? I said, I dance, I meet people, I have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. And then this January, God dropped on me, stepping out of the box. Now, it's not just about stepping because I step. I step, I cook, I clean, I preach, I do all of that. It's about coming out of your fears, doing the things that you want to do or like to do as a Christian. Most Christians feel like they cannot live and enjoy life because of being judged or because of, well, that's not the right thing to do. I shouldn't be doing it. Oh, the Bible says come from amongst them. Well, how are we going to go and get them if we don't go out there to get them? So I have a very special guest with me today. Her name is Gail Davis, and she is in the house with Stepping Out of the Box. Hey, Gail.
Hey, Sharon.
How are you? Looking beautiful.
Doing wonderful.
Good. I'm so glad that you're here with me, and I'm so glad that you said yes, because you could have been any place else, but you said yes.
I was supposed to be here today, Sharon. This is where I'm supposed to be, and I feel honored to be here today. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You are so welcome. So let's jump in, Gail. Just tell us a little bit about you.
So I am recently retired after 40 wonderfully dedicated years on my job. I just turned 60, so I felt like this was the perfect time to step away and try retirement and enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Okay.
I am a woman of faith. I am a mother I'm a very proud mother of ABC7's very own Samantha Chatman, who is an investigative reporter. Okay. And she is also a weekend anchor, and she also has a talk show, Mama, I Made It.
Yes.
So I'm very, very proud and excited to support her in her endeavors. Yes. And I'm also, again, a woman of faith, and I feel like I've been tremendously blessed. Yes. And I believe in passing those blessings on to others, and I serve on nonprofit boards where we do give back.
Good. And that's so important that we learn to give back. It's one thing that you just said, that you're a woman of faith. Well, I knew that, especially a couple of weeks ago when I was going through and lost my spiritual dad. And you, along with a few other the ladies in our Steppin' class, Dre and Company, came in the bathroom and you guys were praying for me, and it was genuine, it was real, and I just began to feel the weight lifted. You guys were interceding and praying for me, and I knew then, I said, yeah, she's a woman of faith, she's definitely a believer, but you stepped too. So
I sure do.
How did you become interested in stepping?
Well, let's go back maybe 40 years.
Okay.
40 years ago. So I started off stepping in my basement, my mom's basement. So we would give my sister would give basement parties. And believe it or not, Farley.
Okay.
Farley Jack Master Funk was our DJ.
Oh, wow.
And so he lived a few doors down from us when we were young, and he always loved to DJ. Okay. And so my sister would give basement parties, and he'd play a little bit of the dance music, and then we go into the stepping music. And I'm like, hey, this is cool. I really like this. And so I've been stepping really my whole life. Now, have I been stepping as well as I am now?
Yes.
Well, I'd say I've gotten better over the years. But I did take a break myself when I had my daughter. I kind of pulled away from stepping, but I came back and I realized I didn't dance the way they're dancing now. So,
but you got it now.
I have it now. I'm still learning, but I have it. I have it to some degree.
Now, you are part of Dre and Company.
I am.
Share your experience about Dre and Company. Just share a little bit about Dre and Company.
So, I got an invitation after really wanting to come and learn how to step, what I consider the right way. And so I was waiting to get invited to the class. And finally, Andre Blackwell sent me an invitation to come to the class because it was the anniversary. I think it was maybe the second anniversary at Smiley's Cafe for Dre and Company. And so I came to the class and thinking, oh, wow, I may not fit in. I asked my cousins to join, and they did. Yeah. And I came, and it was such a family environment. It was so welcoming, and I just couldn't believe it. And, I mean, you learn how to dance. You're not just coming there just to socialize.
Yes.
You're coming there to learn how to dance. Yes. And not only do you learn how to dance, but they're friendly people. The instructor meant business.
Yes.
And I love the fact that we prayed before we walked out the door. And I said, you know what, this is a good place to be.
Yes, yes. I think that that's for everyone that comes there.
Absolutely, everybody.
At the end of class, we always pray. And then it's not just one person that prays. We all believe in prayer. We believers. We know we can't make it without God. And that's how I feel. I know I can't. I know you can't. So that's what make Dre and Company so different.
It absolutely does. So, it's just best in class, in my opinion.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
No shade. No shade.
No shade to anybody else. It really isn't. And you know what? I haven't been in many classes. I have been in other classes, but I feel comfortable there. I feel like that's home. That's family.
It is.
So
that's what I love about it. It's like we're family. We genuinely love one another, whether you're old or new. When you come in the door, we try to make everyone feel loved and like we family, we share, we eat together, we laugh together. Yes, we have a good time. And when one loses one, we're all there for one another. And I think that's, for me, I love it. I love it. And even with you, all of us, we all make up that family in Dre and Company. Yep. So my next question is, does Steppin interfere with your faith as a believer?
No. It does not interfere because I'm like I said, I attend Holy Vessel Baptist Church in Hyde Park, Pastor Michael Jones. And I have to say that the founder of the church is Reverend Dr. Lena McLean. She is one of the greatest. She's a composer, and also she was a legend in her own right with regard to music, a music teacher and pastor. And so I've been attending that church for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yes. And I attend religiously on Sundays.
Yes.
And so I get all of the nourishment from church to come into my stepping world. And I don't let, the music, the people, I'm always around good people. I don't run around with groups of people who I think are questionable. So most people that I encounter are Christian people. They just dance.
And
they have a good time.
Yes.
They have a good time. I mean, I see people, we give hugs and they say, bless you, be safe when you go home.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
So some people who dance are in my church.
Yes.
So I truly believe that I have not had any obstacles with my faith in dancing.
And that is so good because like you said, some people will say, bless you, have a good night, stay safe. And then some people just say, good night, be safe. It doesn't take anything away from them at all. My thing is, when we allow that to interfere with our faith, that's when we have to be like, okay, now I got to take a step back. Whatever we do, I always say I keep God first. I do God first, when I want to get out there and step, I go step, I have a good time. And then I do get people to say, bless you, see you later. Pray for me, whatever. But it makes me feel like, okay, we not just the only ones out here stepping.
That's true. And, I have attended, I recall attending one service, not in my church, but attending a service where a speaker talked about people going out to parties and raising hell and then coming to church the next day. And I said, this is not for me, because, be glad that those people are coming to church the next day, because that means something is drawing them to still come into church.
Yes.
So, sometimes those messages can pull people away from church.
Yes.
Well, if I'm condemned from going, maybe I'm not going to go to church because I don't want to be condemned.
Right.
So we have to make sure that we're embracing people and bringing them in rather than pulling them away.
Right. And that's so important because we as Christians, believers, leaders, pastors, teachers, evangelists, prophets, all of us have to be mindful of those that are baby Christians and who are coming in and they don't know. So before we, go to condemning, we got to get them in. We got to teach them. We got to love on them and let them know. I shared with a friend of mine shared with me on last night. I asked him, I said, why don't you go to church? And he said, to be honest, I had a bad experience.
See, yes.
And I was like, okay, do you mind sharing? And he said, yeah, I went. I was in need. I, was going through. I needed a job. He said, it wasn't that I wasn't going to come back. I just, I needed some help. I needed some direction. And he said the way that they treated him, he never stepped foot in the church again. And I'm like, this is the problem that we have. We got to get them in. We got to teach them the right way. We got to love them. We got to do all of that. So I'm so glad that you said that, which leads me to my next question. What does stepping out of the box look like for you personally when it comes to living out your faith beyond church? So, I know you live, besides going to church, you have a life. You enjoy life. I always see you and Sam out, at galas and different affairs. So what does it look like for you?
It's being bold, being confident, trying something that you've never tried before.
That's good.
But always seek God's opinion first.
Yes,
ask
good.
God to guide your steps.
Yes.
So it's about being bold.
Yes.
Dare yourself to do something different. Dare yourself to do something that is exciting to you.
Yes.
And so, I spent a lot of years working and dedicated to my family. And when I retired, I said, I'm going to be doing a little, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I still love my family.
Yeah.
And, people tell me, you're really, really dedicated to your family. And I am. I truly, I really am. But I felt like I also need to do other things that, what does Gail love to do?
Yes.
What excites Gail?
That's good.
And I had to ask God, please lead me, guide me, take me to where I'm supposed to be and pull me back if I'm not supposed to have it.
That's good.
So
and I'm so glad that you said that, Gail. I'm one like that too. God, what should I do? How should I do it? When should I do it? I love family. Because I love family, I want us to come together, but I started living for me. Like, I wouldn't go out of town. I'm going out of town. Like, I'm living.
It's so funny that you say that because I too, I used to feel guilty in going out of town.
Yeah.
I would, I'm leaving my family and, everybody relies on me. And now I'm like, you know what, I'm going. As a matter of fact, I have a few trips coming up and I'm like, somebody else is going to take care of it. Somebody will.
Yeah, and they will.
And I'm going to pray about it.
Pray about it and make sure everything is covered.
Exactly.
When you go, okay, God, I'm going, but, make sure that everything is safe and well taken care of when I get back. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
God does not live in a box.
Yeah.
Why should we live in a box?
You have to step out on faith.
Step out on faith. And you said bold.
Yes.
Woo! My twin and I, when we launched this thing, she has a book, a journal that's out. And it was about making bold moves. A lot of people are afraid to make bold moves because they're fearful of what people will say about them, which is my next question. You just made a bold move. Tell me about that move you just made.
So I ran for a seat on the Chicago Teachers Pension Fund Board of Trustees.
Okay.
And so I thought about not doing it because I thought, well, no one will vote for me. So, I thought long and hard about it.
Okay.
I asked God, what should I do? I said, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. And so I did. Now, I was not successful at my bid, but I did get a very, very large number of votes. So that just let me know that, there were people out there who did believe in me. And, the Chicago Teachers Pension Fund is where I get my pension.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So having a seat on the Board of Trustees means that you are watching over the dollars that we have to invest and money that we get from the state. So I want to have a lifetime pension.
Yes.
So I felt like I'm the perfect person to go out and monitor and ensure that we are protecting our member benefits. So I stepped out of the box to do just that. And I was so proud of myself, a little disappointed, of course, that I didn't win. But I felt like, I showed a lot of people that I was going to have their backs, and I showed myself that, I could step out of my box and do different things. So the night before, I asked God, if this is not what I'm supposed to do, then, let the votes reflect that. And, I thought maybe I had too much on my plate after everything was resolved with that. I said to myself, you know what? I know I do have a lot on my plate, and maybe this would have been a little bit too much.
Right.
So,
but in my opinion, you won.
I think so too. And thank you for saying it. Yes.
Because you did something that you never thought to do. And here it is. You stepped out of that little bitty box and said, I'm going to do it. That's what stepping out of the box is. Coming out of your fears. You made the people, you got a number of votes.
I did.
Those were the votes that you were supposed to get.
They were.
And you won. Even in the eyesight of God, you won. You succeeded. You over-exceeded. Now the next time, guess what's going to happen?
The next time.
It's going to be all right. You will be, Gail Davis. Yes. So you a winner.
Yes, I am.
You're a winner in my eyesight. And I want to give you kudos for stepping out because most people wouldn't do it. I know I would have been shaking in my boots, wondering who gonna vote for me, if they like me, all of this. But you was like, whatever. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm doing it.
Right.
So kudos to you. So here we go. Almost done. Have you ever felt like you were being judged because you're a believer and stepping is what you do? One of the things you do to enjoy life.
Well, yes.
Okay.
I have felt that way because some people can't separate the, church from anything outside of those church walls. They can't.
That's true.
And I dance. I've been dancing for many years, and I've had people ask me the question of, do you go to church?
Right.
Do you go to church? And the answer is yes. But even if I didn't go, I can tell you I still keep the faith. And I truly do try to get there every week. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't make it. Yeah. But I do feel like that I've had situations where people ask me, you do go to church, let me give you this, let me hand you this, because they see me out. In most cases, that's not the case.
Right.
But I have had experiences where I've had someone hand me something because they maybe thought that, maybe she's going astray or, they, I would say that sometimes Christians can be judgmental.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
And, I agree.
I think we need to take a step back because we really do need to keep people in church, and we need to keep young people in church.
Yes, we do.
And we have to talk and teach the way young people hear, because they're the future of the church.
Our future.
They are.
Yeah. A young lady was doing my nails, and we were talking about church and going to church and believers. And she said it too. She said, I will never step foot in a church again. And I'm like, why? She said, I've been to 3 different churches. She said, it's too much going on. They judge you. They talk about you, but they want your tithes and offering. And I was like, wow. And I heard God say, be quiet and listen, because this is what I need for you to help people do and to get an understanding. So I listened. She said, if it wasn't my clothes, it was when I came to church. She said some of the things were so hurtful. And she said, you know, they raising money for this, but I don't see what's being done with my tithes and offering. So she said she will never step foot in a church. And I'm like, ouch. And then she says, I take my tithes and offering and sow into charities. She said, I give it to the homeless.
And I know people who do that as well.
You know, because the church has been so judgmental till we losing them. We losing them, and we cannot afford to lose souls. God is really watching. No. And then I had another young lady who asked me, she said, a friend of hers was saying that she was disobeying God. And I said, how? Because I'm out here stepping. I said, what do you do? Same question that was asked to me. I said, what do you do? She said, nothing. I just come out, I step, I have a good time. And I said, well, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
She said, well, that's not why you're not getting your blessings. I said, she needs to talk to me.
And that's how I felt when a particular person handed me literature.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt like, okay,
yes.
What are you saying? Yes. What are you suggesting? Because I know how I feel about my God.
Yes. And you know where your health and strength comes from. Mm-hmm. You know that he's Jehovah Jireh, he's Jehovah Nissi, he's your provider, you know all of this. So why would you want me to put him in a box when he doesn't live in a box? Why would you want me to be in a box? Why I can't step outside my box? So I'm so happy that you made that point clear. And I always ask this question. What does stepping out of the box mean to you?
Stepping out of the box means being free.
There you go.
Being free to live, love, enjoy life.
Yes.
Carrying God with you.
Yes.
God is always on my back.
Yeah.
It's always on my back. I do nothing without that. And, you know, sometimes your faith is shaken a little bit, but I shake that right off.
Shake it right
off.
off.
I shake it right off. Right. And it's just being free. It's just living life and not being judged.
Yes.
Feeling free.
Well, I love that, Miss Gail. So, Gail, do me a favor. Can you tell the camera that? Tell the people to be free. Tell them.
Everybody, step out of the box and be free. Live life, love, enjoy, and keep God first.
I love it. There you have it, Miss Gail Davis on Stepping Out of the Box. I love what she said. Bold moves, being free, living life. She's a believer, and she knows who she is. So guess what? What's holding you back from stepping out of your box? Get rid of the fear. God doesn't live in a box. You can't lose. All you got to do is step out of the box. Get out the box. You can't lose. Thank you all for watching.